Assalamu alaikum everyone. I hope that you are doing great. Welcome back to Learn with Elisa. Thank you so much for following me. Thank you so much for subscribing me. So, as you all know that my channel is all about the lectures, the live lectures, and for solving the queries of the students which are facing the difficulties in understanding the entire context. So, I have chosen a topic from geography today, that is the water resources. And I'm planning to solve the past papers in front of you. Like, I just want to discuss the past papers with you so that it would be easier for you to work in your CIs. All right. So the question, past paper question number 1, that is from the water resource chapter 2059 02, course code is that. So basically students, I just want you to understand the basic and the importance of those questions, because once you are practicing for them, definitely it will be helping you to appear and to work in your CIS properly. So coming towards that question number 1, that the pie chart. See, in the geography paper, you will be having the pictorial questions. Majority of the pie diagram, the bar charts, and the dotted paragraph or dotted graphs would be there as well. So here we have a pie chart with question number 1, that is part A, which sector use least water. As we can see that we have a key which is showing the irrigation, livestock, industrial and domestic, and this thing is showing that the domestic is having the most lowest least water usage, so we need to mention it right here. Then part B, how much water was used by the irrigation livestock sector. See, majority of the quantity of water that has been used by irrigation and livestock, we need to write the approximate number, we need to write approximate ratio of percentage, you can say that. So if I'm saying that that is 80, then if then 10, that is 90, around 94 till 96%, right? So approximate, you need to write 94, that is right. 95, that is also right. Then we need to proceeding towards the next question. Name a type of industry that uses large amount of water. There are several industries which are using the large quantity of water, right? If you are writing about the beverage industry or the farming industry, it's up to you, right? You just need to write the one type of industry. It could be any textile, it could be chemical, pharmaceutical, hydel, paper, tourism, right? Fish farms, any industry, whichever you like, you can write just for 1 mark. There is no need to exaggerate it, there is no need for the description at all. All right, students. Proceeding to the next question. Question number 2 is showing a figure which is showing the 4 usage of water, right? A tap is showing in the center, and then we have the brainstorm form of thing, and then we have, see, that's 4 type of usage which the water should be used. The first one is showing the industry, the factory, then the domestic purpose, right? Then we have the factories, again industries also, and then we have the farming as well. Name 2 conflicting users of water supplies in Punjab that has been shown on figure 3. Explain briefly why each user think that they should have more water. Alright student, I just want to add on one most important thing in this question. Whichsoever user you are writing, because you need to write 2 users for that, right? So whichsoever user you are writing, you need to justify. Let's suppose if you are writing farmers, like farmers are the basic users, or you can say they are conflicting users of water. So you need to mention that why they are considered to be the conflicting users of water, because they would be requiring more water for high yielding crops, right? High yielding crops would be leading to the more growth population. Automatically, if the population is more, the demand of food would be more as well. All right, if you have more crops, more goods, automatically you are going to export them and getting profit in return, the income generation. And the most important thing is that is irrigation. Okay, for user number 1 we're justifying, and for user number 2, if you are saying that industrialist, or you can say the homeowner, like us, we are living at houses, so homeowner basically using the water for the domestic purpose, for the better hygiene maintenance, food preparation means cooking, healthy lifestyle, right? Washing, drinking, etc. I hope it's clear to you. You need to justify. The question is entirely of 5 marks, right? The question is entirely of 5 marks, so you are supposed to write one reason for user 1, one reason for user 2, and you need to mention user 1 and 2 as well. So it's around point 5 for user 1, user 2, and 2 marks each for the reasons. Alright. Then we have question number 3. Question number 3 is basically a textual source. You need to go through the textual source and you need to give the answer according to the, by keeping in mind that textual source basically. So Pakistan is a water deficit country. Water deficit means where there is a deficiency of water, water lacking country sort of thing. The rainfall is neither sufficient nor regular and does not meet the growing need of water. Agriculture is a major user, and the good yield depend on the adequate availability of water at the right time. The increasing pressures of population and industrialization have already placed great demands on water supplies, and there are an ever increasing number of local and regional conflicts over water availability and use. We need to understand the textual source. It's all about the water, water supply, water deficiency, and which user is using the more water. That is basically agriculture, the farming, and also the industrialization. Now, the questions are, why do the writer refer to Pakistan as water deficit country? Alright, so students, basically water deficit country means a country where there is an insufficient rainfall, right? And more in demand. You need to write it down. You need two things, that why it is considered as a water deficit country, because the population is too much. People are demanding more and more water, but due to the insufficient rainfall, we are unable to fulfill the requirement of the people. Alright? You need to understand this thing in a better situation, in a better way. Now proceeding to the next thing, next question I must say. Using examples, explain why there are conflicts over water availability and use. The question is of 7 marks itself, right? The question is of 7 marks itself. We need to mention why there are the conflicts over water availability and use. Why there is always a conflict, right? Examples, we need to give the conflicting users. Maximum that is of 2 marks. Maybe farming, industry, domestic, food processing basically, development of different dams, right? Different provinces we need to give as well, that which countries, which provinces specifying the conflicts. Now, there is a conflict over the water availability and use, because water is required for irrigation, for more agriculture. In industrialization, water is used for washing, cooling, and processing. Maybe in the textile industry or a fertilizer. It depends. Then we have hygiene, to keep the water or to keep ourselves neat and clean. Population growth, population demands would be more electricity generation, that is FHEP, because the question is of 7 marks, so you need to write accordingly. Alright. Now we have practice question number 1.2. Explain the importance of Indus Water Treaty to Pakistan. Indus Water Treaty basically signed under the supervision of United Nations. What Indus Water Treaty exactly doing? It is ensuring that India does not restrict Pakistan's water supply, right? Indus Water Treaty is basically ensuring an effectiveness and dependable irrigation system on Indus Plain. Automatically, if they are providing water, so everything is depending on to that Indus River. Pakistan also has the exclusive rights to water of the river Indus, Jhelum and Chenab, that has been assigned from the United Nations, also with the help of the World Bank. The Indus Water Treaty has been signed, right? The instructions have been given after the signing of Indus Water Treaty that the barrages and the canals must be built to distribute water equally among their areas and enable the construction cost of works to be shared with the Western countries and India itself. Now proceeding to question 1.3. What are the advantages and disadvantages of replacing this Persian wheel with a tube well? Now, advantages of tube well and disadvantages of tube well. Let's discuss the advantages first. Since tube wells are very essential and important in rural areas especially, they are more efficient, they are the faster ones, right? Does not require rest because it is not working through the machineries, जिसको हम थोड़ा बंद करके regularly पे operate करें, right? It helps to cover majority of the area. Also, it goes deeper. It can extract water from deep down the soil. Then we have regular supply, and it can be used any time of the year. And one of the most important benefit of what tube well is providing the cleaner water, the cleanest water that water tube well is providing. Disadvantages are everybody would not be able to afford it since it's expensive, right? Also, it reduces the groundwater automatically if they're extracting the water out of the soil, so it is reducing the groundwater, right? So it is a basically disadvantage, I must say, right? So if you are comparing tube well with the Persian wheel, so Persian wheel is quite cheaper than the tube well. This is the only advantage from the Persian wheel if you are comparing it with the tube well. Okay, so for the 4 mark question, you need to write 2 advantages and 2 disadvantages. Proceeding next. Now, practice question 1.4. If it shows the irrigation system, we have the shaft, we have tunnel. Also, we have the key. This is showing the solid rock, loose rocks, or the sediments. You can say then we have the water table. Name the irrigation system 4 in figure 4. Basically, as we can see the shaft and tunnel, we can easily understand this is basically a carré system, right? The area of Pakistan where it is used, it can be used in Balochistan specifically, right, or somehow in Turbat. Question part 3 is explain how the system provide water for agriculture in this area, in the specific area which have been shown in the diagram, right? Maybe the rainfalls, you can see the rain droplets are there on the mountains. Also, those rain droplets are moving downwards, they are draining to the foothills, or you can say they are sinking towards the ground. They are increasing the water table or the groundwater through, they are going through the tunnels, right? Once they are going through the tunnels, they are reaching to the surface area, and again the carrier system is helping to extract them out and using it for their own purpose. So you are supposed to write it step by step. All right, for 4 marks you need to write for 4 steps. Rainfall on mountains, rainfall are coming downwards, they are drains to the foothills, they are increasing the groundwater, then they are going towards the tunnels, and then they got extracted through the carrier system. Okay, name a fruit crop grown in this area. There are so many fruit crop that has been grown in an area, I must say. It could be apricot, khubani जिसको हम कहते हैं usually, then apple, then grapes, maybe the melons are there as well, right? We have question 1.5. 1.5 is asking, they are showing the photograph. The photograph is showing that explain how this machine is used for water supply. This is basically a photograph of a Persian wheel, right? With reference to the picture, we need to tell that how this machine is used for water supply. 3 marks, 3 ballot points, right? Persian wheel is working manually. It would be requiring animal power or manpower for its working. Okay, it does not require any electricity. That's the most important advantage. Okay, it is using different type of wooden things, right? Wooden shaft, wooden pole. Okay, also it is showing a horizontal wheel, the wheel which rotates once you are putting efforts on it. It rotates because the manual effort is required. Okay, and there is a pipeline that have been set. The water goes into through pipe, a channel of pipes, we can say that. So for 3 marks you need to write 3 points. All right, 1.6. What is meant by a link canal, a perennial canal, and an inundation canal? Link canal, basically it is showing itself that link canal are the ones which are moving water or linking towards the barrages, right? They transfer water by linking them through different pipelines, by linking towards the barrages, towards the dam. You just need to give the proper definition for that, right? What are the perennial canals? Perennial canals are the canals which are supplying water throughout the year. ठीक है, बिकॉज पीनियल कनाल्स की सप्लाई कहाँ से आ रही है? डैम्स और बैराजेस से, जो कि पूरे साल फिल रहते हैं. एंड इन्यूंडेशन कनाल्स की जो सप्लाई आती है वो आती है रेनी वाटर से. ठीक है, रेनी सीजन में. तो जब जब बारिश होगी, इन्यूंडेशन कनाल ओनली दैट इट फ्लोज वाटर इन दैट सीजन ओनली. Then we have a proper map. The map is showing the perennial canal system in Pakistan. All right. The question is asking describe the distribution of perennial canals. I have already told you earlier that perennial canals have been connected from the dams and barrages. So throughout the year it is supplying the water. So if I am saying that the distribution of perennial canals according to the key, we need to understand that majority of the perennial canals, they are supplying water on plains, specifically Indus plains, right? They are most widely spread in Sindh and Punjab. Okay, so just need to write there. For 4 mark, we need to mention it. It is supplying water, especially widespread in Sindh and Punjab. अगर हम स्पेसिफिकली इसकी लोकेशन की बात करते हैं, so mostly north east to south west of Punjab, upper Sindh. Okay, then we have some of them are still in KPK as well. अगर आप देखो यहाँ पे तो मैप में some of them are still in KPK, but majority of them are in Sindh and Punjab. ठीक है. Now explain how perennial supply of water can damage the farmland. Again, we have the 4 mark question because perennial canal would be leading to the water logging. Water logging means over excess of water basically on the land which is does not require. Okay, water table rises. Majority of the water gets evaporated as well. And it is also a major cause of sedimentation accumulation onto the fertile land, which is making it infertile. All right. The next is what are the perennial canals and why are they better for farming than the inundation canal, right? What are they basically? First of all, we need to mention that what are the perennial canals. Half of the question we need to comprehend first and then we need to answer that. Perennial canals are the canals that supply water throughout the year. Again, I'm repeating this because they are connected with the dams and barrages. Why perennial canals are better? Because water is always available. That's the most important advantage. They can be controlled in a very proper manner because we can easily, stop the flow of water from the barrages and, dams if we need. They are reliable. They are not depending on to the weather condition. कि जब बारिश होगी तो पानी आएगा. It's not like that. Okay. So that's it for 3 points. You need to write 3 marks. You need to write 3 points, right? Then we have a question 1.7. Name 3 types of irrigation other than perennial canals used in Pakistan. Explain briefly how each type works. Now 3 types of irrigation. 3 types of irrigation. If I'm saying that you need to write any 3 type of irrigation, so I am correct. The first one is inundation canal, that is coming from the rivers. All right. Because once there is rainfall, river will be overflow. So 1 mark for a brief description and the second marks for the detail. So you need to discuss about the perennial canals and inundation canals. I am not going to give details again. Then you can, number 2, you can describe tube wells. Okay, you can do irrigation through inundation canals, tube wells and the carriage system as well. जो हमने ऊपर diagram पढ़ी, carriage system. Okay, 1 mark for the brief description and 1 mark for the details. Okay. So 6 mark, 2 mark each, 2 mark each, 2 mark each, 6 marks question. Now we have question 1.8.